not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom video bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's Skyrim mod showcase on the PS4, we're going to be taking a look at a mod ported to PlayStation by Mod Author BeVeryOfA called RYNS LUMBER MILLS. This mod aims to make the lumber mills, some of the standalone lumber mills. It doesn't change all of them, but make them more detailed, give them much more personality, of a lived-in feel of the characters that own them than what you would have in the vanilla game. It also fixed some minor bugs and visual inconsistencies. Now, it should be noted that BeVeryOfA often in his mod descriptions, including this one, says not to install mods in an ongoing save. And obviously that is what I'm doing, as this is my original character and his original saves. But for newer players, please understand that I take precautions in doing this, and you should always do what is best for your game. So make certain to follow the directions that the mod description gives. With that said, let's see how to... Actually, you know what? Hey, BeVeryOfA, I know you don't like to be put on the spot, but why don't you tell everyone where we're going?
Shit! To the lumberyard!
So in order to find this mod, you want to bring up the search function with L1 and then type in RYNS LUMBER to the search bar. Should get the mod to come right up. Name of it is RYNS LUMBER MILLS. This was ported to PlayStation by Mod Author BeVeryOfA, and I'm assuming the original author's name is Ryn. And the mod description in part reads, while not the most exciting, Skyrim's lumber mills plays a fun part of environmental storytelling in its wilderness. While keeping to a very strict set of rules for compatibility and game stability, I've enhanced all of Skyrim's standalone lumber mills, be more detailed, feel more lived in, and give more definitive borders to where the mill owner's land begins and ends, while also fixing countless small bugs and inconsistencies in all the areas. Now, I don't have time to cover everything that the mod description states. Please, as always, make certain to read it in its entirety. It does list the mills that are changed by the mod, as well as the fact that there were no changes to the ones in cities, so that it would not create incompatibilities with city mods. It also warns not to install it after your game is started, and it does tell you the order it is to be placed if you happen to have any of the other mods from the RYNS series. Please, as always, make certain to read the mod description in its entirety before choosing to download and install this or any other mod. So this is the first mill that we'll be taking a look at, Anga's Mill. Not certain if I'm saying that correctly. In any case, you can find it by coming to this location on the map. It's not too far off from Windhelm, so pretty easy to find it. And what I figured that I would do, even though it's going to be a pain in the ass, is set up comparison shots at each of these so we can see what it looked like before and after the mod was active, and then we'll take a tour of it. The mod is currently not running. Let me go in, switch it on, and then we'll see the difference. Back with you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so the mod is now active, and I definitely noticed a change already right here. So we have kind of like a walkway that's been built up more so. There was dirt there before. And also, this is definitely different. So we have a bunch of logs here. I wonder if the logs dropping down this way now or something. No. Looks like they're still going down that way. Okay. Maybe just some extra ones for when she runs out or something, I guess. Any case, so, okay, this is different too. We have, it looks like the water's been dammed up here, as you can see. Nice touch. And coming here to the walkway, it looks like we have some barrels that are fish barrels. A couple of them. And they do have items inside, and this one's just got snowberries, so that's not a fish barrel. In any case, I'm not certain. I just got a frame drop there. As long as I don't get a crash, because we are in Windhelm, or right near it. In any case, I don't think it changes up any of this around here. I do believe it is just the lumber mill, but I'll take a look. I do recall seeing this before, so I don't think that's different. I don't have the best memory, so I'm not going to remember every single thing, even after running it. I like to take a look back when editing. I do remember grindstone before.
I work at the mill, chop trees, carry logs, saw lumber, you know.
Oh, that's convenient, because that's what we're actually looking at right now. Now, I definitely don't remember seeing, well, this obviously, and I'm assuming that it's going to look the same when it drops down. I don't guess any changes are made with that. If you know something about, he said, changes for visual, so that looks the same. But in any case, this is definitely different. So it looks like there's an area been set up over there, perhaps. We'll check out in a minute. But also, I want to take a look at this, because this also, I definitely don't recall seeing this before. So kind of like a stone monument here with some candles. Maybe some workers lost their lives or something. Also looks like an area where some trees have been cut down for the lumber mill. That's a nice touch. And let's see, that bridge is from a separate mod, so not part of the showcase. However, the bridge that we saw right here definitely is a part of it, because I don't recall seeing this before. So here's another look at that dam that we saw. Looked like that fish was trying to jump out of the water. And then speaking of fish, it looks like we have a fishing spot right here. And again, please understand, I don't have the best memory, so I can't remember every single change that may or may not be here, but just simply taking a look at it, you guys might be able to pick them out for yourselves. Looks like we have a bunch more trees that have been cut down over here, so that might have been added by the mod to give more a little bit like where all this lumber is coming from. In any case, that looks to be this area and the changes to it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, head over to the next spot after I shut the mod off, and then we'll take a look at it. I'll be back with you guys a little later on. So the next mill we'll be taking a look at is Half Moon Mill, which you can find by coming to this location on the map. This one's not too far off from the Lady Stone, so pretty easy to find it too. And this one I had a little bit of debate on exactly where to stand. I don't always know the best place to set up these comparison shots until after the fact, because I don't know all what's going to change. But I figure since one side on the last mill seemed to change more so than the other, this would be pretty good to be able to see both sides of it and see what changes there might be. So let me go ahead, go in, turn the mod back on, and I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. Oops. I think I done fucked up. Did I spawn myself in? I'm not, am I? Pretty damn close to it. Well, now you guys see what happens sometimes when I set up a comparison shot. So, well, clearly this has been added. A couple of narrow inches, and, let's see. Looks like that's the same. Quick look, but I'm thinking this is all the same here. So yeah, definitely right there has been changed, and then it looks like we have a tree that's been cut down right there. I don't know if that was there or not before, but this is definitely different. We have a boat, and it looks to be a walkway, and a fishing pole? Yeah. And a walkway leading over to a ship over here. Looks to have some lumber on it. So I guess maybe the story's being told like they sell here with their lumber or something. A couple of oars. And a couple of fish barrels, looks like. Yeah, check one. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look over near the mill itself. Don't mind the tree growing through there, I have a tree mark. Lydia, are you stuck there? I'm going to get blamed for that, ain't I? In any case, coming over here, looks like maybe this is the same. Just a quick look, but yeah, I think that's the same. Let's see if there's any changes up here. Last time I don't think there was, and I think that's all the same. Check the air side real quick. Right over there is from separate mods, so yeah, I think this is all the same as before. So it looks like maybe the main area is, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit different. And I can figure out how to get out. But yeah, it looks like the main area was changed is right here where I was almost clicked in, and then over there where the ship has been added. And now you guys see what happens when I set up these comparison shots, being as I don't always know what might change in an area. I have been clicked into stuff before. In any case, so that is what this area looks like with the mod active. Go ahead, go into the next area, switch the mod back off, and hope that I don't do that again. back with you guys a little later on. Okay, so next area that we're going to be taking a look at is here at Heartwood Mill. Heartwood Mill can be found by coming to this location on the map. This one is not too far off from Golden Glow Estate. And I picked an area that hopefully I don't spawn in or near anything this time. In any case, please note that bridge right there may be from a separate mod. Bridge is a Skyrim, so that might not change, or it might have always been there. I've been modded for a pretty long time, so I don't recall all the changes that my mods make. In any case, let me go in again and turn the mod on, and I'll be back with you guys a little later on. Okay, so I'm back, but I don't notice any difference. Except maybe that lumber, maybe there's more there? I don't know. At least I didn't spawn in anything, it looks like. Okay, well, again, this bridge is, something different over there, it looks like. Okay, I think that's also different. I don't recall seeing this before. Yeah, I think I was standing on the wrong side. I apologize for that. I think all the changes are over here. So we see again, walkway coming from the mill right here, and it drops down over on that side over there. And then comes over this way. And it looks like we have a bunch more lumber right here, and looks like some, like a work area or something that's been set up. Again, the fish barrels that we've been seeing, so I'm assuming have the same items. And another ship like we saw previously with some lumber on it. Another barrel. Okay, that one's empty. Not exactly certain how they get out here. I guess up over this way. Okay, and then coming back over here. So again, we have a bunch of lumber stacked up here, and then an area to chop some wood here. Pile of it, and looks like I think that card is new too. Wish I'd been standing over here when I ran the comparison, damn it. I tell you what. Also, I don't know if that's different or not. So I tell you what, I'm gonna try to find an area where I can stand to get a shot at all of this, and because I have to turn the mod back off anyways before we go to the next location. So to try to give you a comparison, this is what it looks like with the mod on. And that's pretty. Let me go ahead and turn it back off, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and force a save at this location so that we get an accurate result. So I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Okay guys, so I am back. The mod is off, and we can definitely see the difference here. So that added everything to this location. Unfortunately, I set up the comparison in the wrong section. I apologize for that, but you can see now what it looks like without the mod being active. And yeah, it added quite a lot to this area. Okay, looks like the chopping block is still there. Any case, so now we know what was added at this location. Hopefully next time I'll do a little bit better, as we have one more mill to visit. So I'm going to head there now, and I'll meet you guys over there in just a little bit. So we are currently here at Mixwater Mill. This is the final mill that I'm aware of, changed by the mod that was listed in the mod description. You can find Mixwater Mill by heading to this location on the map. This one is not too far off from the abandoned prison. So right here. And thankfully, for the final time, I'm going to go in, turn the mod on, run the comparison, and then we'll take a tour of it. Be back with you guys in just a little bit. Okay guys, so the mod is currently active, and was that rock there before? I don't remember her standing on that. This is definitely different. So we have a, oops. You're gonna blame me for that, aren't you? We have a walkway here that's been added, and I'll get you that out. And coming over here, we have another boat that's been added. It's like some grass growing through there, which is probably from my grass.
Do you ever get the feeling of just losing your clothes at the most inappropriate moments?
But
No, me neither. Okay, well, maybe sometimes.
I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you after we showcase. Some per fish barrels here. Check. Some items in there, just like we've seen before. And then looks like maybe that area is the same. Coming back over here to the sawmill, we have a chopping block area, as well as the fishing and... oh man, what's this? I don't think this was here before, so we have a statue of Talos, and then maybe like a prayer area or something that these get. Over here we have, looks to be, like, I guess maybe to catch fish or something right here. Stop them from going through. Nice detail. And it looks like to be kind of dammed up over there too. And then looks like a cart that's been added right here, like we saw previously. And that's all the same. Coming up over here, I wouldn't expect there to be any change here. We haven't seen it previously, it's not that I recall. This looks to be a walkway that's been added right here. I'm assuming. Some wood in the water right there. And the other area has kind of been dammed up like that, so kind of like maybe a secluded little fishing area or something right there. Again, it's really nice how the mod is set up to kind of like tell the story of the area and the inhabitants. It makes it a little bit more personal and stuff than what it would have been in vanilla, where they all pretty much are, you know, exactly the same. And actually a very nice area, I think, to end the showcase on. Hope Liddy isn't stuck over there. If I ain't getting myself stuck, it's one of them. Any case, that will be doing it for today's showcase. If you're interested in this, download it, give it a try. Again, remember that the mod description does warn not to install mods after starting your game. I obviously do the opposite. For myself, for the most part, that's always been safe to do, but you should always do what is best for your game and listen to the mod author and their directions. In any case, thank you to Mod Author BeVeryOfA for porting this to PlayStation. Thank you to the mod author that I assume is named Ryn for creating it. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.